Hello, viewers, and welcome to another episode of the Enoch generation, a generation that walks with God. Well, we had Preethi Daniel sharing her experience with the love of Christ and how she began sharing it with others. She's with us in the studios today, and she's going to continue her journey, her walk with the God of love. So, welcome, Preethi. Nice to have you with us, and you can continue your journey as to how you continued walking in His love and exhibiting His love.
Sure, Auntie. So, like this, it just started, we started continuing
like when you moved forward to help this little child who was hungry, how old were you then?
I was working, that was my first company, so I should be in my early 20s.
20s,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
So, have you had any other experiences before that?
Yes, I've had some noticeable things I still remember. And one I had in my childhood days when I was 8 years old. So that time I was having a bowl of snack. I was just back from school, so I was sitting with a bowl of snack, which my grandmother always ensures that we have snacks in the evening. So I was sitting in the balcony and having it. So at that point of time, in those days, people asking for money, they all can come inside any premises. So that is how it has been. Now it is very different. So at that point of time, when I was having a snack, I saw a little girl. She just walked past by me, but she saw me. She should be of a very similar to my age, and she saw me and she motioned that she was very hungry. So I was almost done so, but whatever was there in the bowl, I just gave it to her. She had it very quickly and she was extremely hungry, and she had it, and there was a plant watering jug beside me because we used to have plants in our balcony, so that jug always used to be there. So she saw that, and I understood that she wanted water, but our balcony was completely grilled. So what I did was I just left the nozzle inside so that she funneled her hands and she drank the water. She drank so much, and she was very relieved. She got relieved, and I didn't know what to do. I just saw her and she was happy. So she moved forward. So I just waved her a bye and I came back. And she kept looking at me. Her eyes was very grateful. She gave a very grateful smile, and she just walked. And one day, another day she came, and our friendship actually continued very secretively, but it was very stable. Because I don't know how people around us would what they would say. So one day I decided that I gift her something. So we don't have the habit of getting pocket money, but from here and there, whatever money that I had, I decided that I gift her something. So I bought her a comb, a small oil tin, a carton, and clips and bands and all these things. I put it in a box, I wrapped it, and I gave it to her. So when she got it, she never knew, she has never had that experience before. So she got it from me, and her eyes was completely filled with tears. And that was exactly the first moment I found out that even immense joy can bring tears. She just took it to her closely, held it by herself. She tightly closed her eyes and she started, tears were coming. So I saw her and I didn't know what to do, but when she opened it and when she saw that, she was totally very short of, she didn't say anything, but she was just stuck. And then only I understood that it has deeply impacted her. And she again, she motioned that she was very, very elated. It was something like very much a joy unspeakable, because she was mute. So I was very much taken aback, and that actually deeply touched me. That was my first episode of showing, because I was just 8 years old. But that became an addiction to me, to spread that love and kindness, especially to someone when they are never in a position to give back.
I think because you saw that joy that was there, that the happiness inside her heart that moved your heart.
True,
so, but of course, this is only the love of Christ that can do it for you. So, what did your household have to say regarding you giving away your snacks and things like that to a girl like this?
Actually, I never told them. Probably Probably in later days, I would have, very recent days only, I opened that up to them because I never shared it to them. But I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have said anything, or they wouldn't have, they would have appreciated me, but I don't know. I did not tell that to them. But now when they know, they remember, yes, there was a girl who used to come, but I never knew that she was
Your
talking
friend.
to me. Yeah, talking to me, something like that. So that was my first thing. So afterwards, the days went by, and we came till now, and later we got married. My parents looked out for a
Okay,
person.
before that, when you were in college,
Yeah.
did you impact your friends around you? Because definitely this love of Christ is, this tangible presence, it's really infectious. So,
Yes.
how were your friends, whether it was school or college, people you moved with, how were they influenced by this?
Every time, in school or in colleges, one thing everyone commonly told about me was, they always saw me as a person who showed kindness and love. So every time people come and say, I don't know you much, but I feel like I wanted to share my heart to you.
So, you
I
became
wanted
like
to.
a magnet, began attracting people towards you.
I don't
That's
know.
the
That was.
magnetic power of the love of Christ.
Yes, absolutely. It was just through Christ. So even when I was very small, in my school days, the kids used to come and share about the hardships that they went through. Some kind of solace they were able to find.
So, were you counseling them, or were you praying over them, or you were just a listener?
I was actually just a listener. But
Okay.
at the end, I just tell that things will be okay, and I'll tell them that I'll pray for them. But every time I tell that I pray for them, I'll definitely pray for them. I
Okay.
ensure
But you
that
didn't pray outright there.
I have never
Yeah,
done
never
that.
done that.
At least in my school days, I have never done. But in my college days, when we go to the chapel, we used to share and we used to have prayer cells.
Okay.
So we used to sit and pray. But in my school days, I have never prayed. But I have always prayed for them. Once I reach home in a prayer time, I definitely remember that I had a small note I used to write. And when they say that they are fine now, and when things have changed in their life, I used to put a tick mark and thank
Wow.
God. So I used to do that. So that is how it is.
So, they did see something very different in you.
Yes,
So, you were not like the rest.
maybe. But I used to come and ask God, Lord, I have never done anything. But they come and say that they felt very comforted, or they felt happy after sharing. They say so many things. I don't know anything because I did not say. I'm not a very good orator. I'm not someone who can. I can listen, but one thing I know is when I listen, I'm very sure that the Lord inside me also listens.
Praise God.
So I definitely take it to the when I was in my quiet time when I pray, I definitely take it to the Lord, and He is the one who answers. So to them, I'm just another person
Okay.
where they can pour out, but the Lord inside me always answered them.
So, you were able to, say the right words at the right time. Maybe that was a big solace for them.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's why they would want to come and share things with you. And it's a very beautiful journey that you've actually been through. And did you move on to do your post graduation or something like that?
Yes, auntie. I went forward, and I did my post graduation in business administration. MBA. I did my masters in business administration.
Okay.
So
After that, you were working for a while.
yes, I was working for a while, and
So, there in your work spot, did you influence anybody?
yes, people actually come and tell the same. So
Okay.
there were a lot of, when we grew up, there were no, when we started working, people were all from all sort of backgrounds. So there were a couple of people who actually had a very tough time in their life. I know two girls who are very closely journeying with me, who don't have both the parents. So they just come, they literally wait for the day to start, and they come and they share and they cry. And there I was always able to share the love of Christ, because in my school days and college days, I just pray, I just keep it to myself. But during my working days, I used to spend a lot of time with them. I used to tell them how Jesus can make a difference in their lives. And we actually have a very good relationship. It became like a sister, like an own sister, or some of the girls used to call me as mother, because that is how, because they didn't have a mom, they always used to come and share, and they used to tell that I am their mom. They see me like that. So we had a very good bond, and we still have a very good bond. So later on they got married, and somewhere that healing touch of love was they received that, and that is actually very beautiful, in
Yes.
my working days.
For you also, I think, it's been a journey where you first experienced and you slowly started showing that love, and
Yes.
then you started, saying, I'll pray over you. And, it went on like that till God
Yes.
emboldened you to tell them directly about,
Yes. Yes,
this is
auntie.
not me, this is Christ in me.
Yes.
So it's a beautiful journey that God was taking you through. I mean, like, I can really see that journey, as from an 8-year-old to,
Yes.
your
True,
journey up
auntie.
to the point where you started working and things like that. So everywhere you've actually been an influencer. You've been influencing somebody or the other. So I was wondering, because you said that you are not an orator, but I always see you on stage, So I want to know, what about this journey? When did this oration start?
I'm still not an orator, auntie. That is the truth. But even
You
now,
may
when
not call yourself one, but we see you on stage.
no, that is fully because of the Lord. Because I just submit himself, I just submit myself to Him, and I tell, like how, no, I just go and tell Him, Lord, I don't know how to talk. I don't even know the topic that is given there. But all I wanted you to do is just speak on behalf of me. Give me the right words that I may speak. So that is how, even certain things, as you said, I have seen some, done some speech or something like that, but always I felt that that is from the Lord. He has always given me that boldness. He has given me the words. Maximum, I've never prepared anything, but He definitely, with that still small voice, He nudges me as to what He wanted to tell. So that is how it has been. So in every part of my journey, it has always been the Lord who has been behind me, beside me, and everywhere. He has just given that. Because when I was a very average student when I grew up from my childhood, I was not a great student. I was not a great student. I was a very average student. That is what it says. But I don't even saw myself as someone who can go up and work somewhere or finish my post graduation. I've never thought about that. But everywhere I've always been, God has showed His favor towards me in every area of my life. So when I went for interviews and all, in one of my visions, He literally showed me how that interview room setup will be there.
Wow.
So where I'll go and attend. So I myself have filtered with the interviewer and the surroundings that
Oh
no, this
my
is not the
God.
place. No, this is not the place. And I landed up in a work spot, which He definitely showed it to me.
Okay, so
So
you had the vision of the place you were going to.
yes,
So when
yes,
you went to the other places, this is not for you.
yes. This was not for
This
me.
was for your first job,
Yes,
the very first one
yes,
that you
yes.
took. Okay.
So that is how the Lord has led me. He had, because He has always kept an environment which suits me. He had prepared a way before me. That is the actual truth. Because with my knowledge and with my intelligence, I don't think I was very much ready enough to go and compete anywhere. But God has always made all these narrow paths straight, crooked paths straight, and He has actually kept me very comfortably.
So for every part of your journey, so you've always gone back to the Lord and asked Him, is it like, how is it going to be next? Or
Yes, yes, auntie. From my childhood, I've always had an habit that even if I go and get a pencil in a shop, I always used to ask God. So that is how I have been, whether it is right or whether it is wrong. I used to tell the Lord. So that is how, when in my office and all, in my first previous workplace, few projects were assigned which I was not even ready, or with my knowledge I wouldn't have done. But certain things, after I finished, after the project became successful, I used to take the mails, and when I see, did I even write these emails? Did I even work with these numbers? That was very it was very much different, or it surprises me a lot to know literally the Lord, it is as if the Lord said, just be quiet, I'll take care. So what I am today is
because of
is
him.
that
All glory belongs to him. So viewers, you've been listening to all that Preethi has been telling us about an yielded life. And for everything, she went to God for counsel, and how God has been leading her to the point where she started, her schooling, finished her schooling, then her college, her post-graduation, and then she started working. And everywhere in every phase of her life, the love of God was prompting her to do whatever she did. And we would meet her again in the next episode to learn more about her journey with Christ. Till then, it's a goodbye and God bless.
வெளிச்சம்